you're thinking about moving to Phoenix, today we're going to give you all the top pros and cons of living in the city of Peoria, Arizona.
Okay guys, we're going to start with the pros. So one of the pros of living in Peoria, Arizona is that it is close to Phoenix, but it's not in the city of Phoenix. So Peoria is a suburb on the outskirts of Phoenix, and depending on what part of Peoria that you live in, if you're in North Peoria versus South Peoria, you're looking at probably about 30 to 45 minutes to get to the airport, depending on, like I said, location, where you're at in Peoria, and the time of day, because that always plays a huge factor in. So Peoria is going to offer you a lot of the things that you'll get from living in a big city, you know, the shopping and the restaurants and things like that, but you're not in the city. So there's a lot of parts of Peoria that are still very, natural. There's a lot of desert trails, things like that, where if you're in the city of Phoenix, is really kind of just, everything is built up, and there's not a lot of nature left. So that is one of the draws to Peoria. People really love that about Peoria, and you're still close enough to Phoenix that you can get all the things that you want, going downtown, things like that, but you're not living right in the heart of Phoenix.
Pro number 2, if you are looking for a higher end area, but maybe you don't want to pay Scottsdale prices, the great news is that North Peoria offers a very high end to luxury lifestyle, and the homes match that without having the Scottsdale and Paradise Valley prices, along with their tax rates. So for homes, you can find a lot of higher end and luxury homes here, neighborhoods, gated communities. We even have a community with the Golf and Country Club in Vistancia, which is a really sought after community. And if you're looking for that, a lot of people find that, they wish they would have gotten to Scottsdale and Paradise Valley maybe like 20 years ago.
Yes.
And I really think that right now, North Peoria is one of those areas where it's been developing over the last, really heavily 10 years ago, where all of these, higher end and luxury neighborhoods started being put in here. And the things that are coming along with it that'll increase your home value over time, really build up the area, I think that's going to come. So if you're like, I'm one of those people that wanted to be, if only I bought in Scottsdale 15, 20 years ago, I think that's North Peoria right now.
Okay, another pro of Peoria is that it's a bigger city in Arizona, and there's lots of shopping, parks, dining. So let's talk first about shopping. So you've got P83, which borders Glendale. That's over there by the spring training. You've got the mall over there. Lots of shopping, lots of dining, lots of things to do. And then in North Peoria, you've got the Four Corners area, which is Lake Pleasant and Happy Valley. Again, tons of shopping, tons of dining options there. And one of the great things about the city of Peoria is their parks and recreation. They do a really good job of having not only neighborhood parks, because most of the neighborhoods in the city of Peoria do have a neighborhood park for the residents that live right there, but they also have big recreation facilities for the residents too. So over by P83, they've got the Rio Vista Park, which is a huge park. They've got so many things over there. They've got a recreation center they have indoor volleyball courts, basketball courts. They've got a workout center in there. So lots of things for the residents to do. I think they have a walking track. They've got sand volleyball courts over there. They have fishing over there. They have softball fields. They've got a snack bar, a skate park. So tons of, walking just out in nature, lots of things to do over there for the kids. They have a couple of different playgrounds over there as well. They have big ramadas, so if you guys want to have a birthday party out there, you can rent that and, barbecue, have the whole family. So great facilities over there. And then in North Peoria, for shopping, we've got the Four Corners area. That's at Happy Valley and Lake Pleasant. Okay, and then in North Peoria, we've got Paloma Park, which is not even finished yet, but so phase 1 is huge. They've got a lot of things going on. They've got soccer fields over there. They've got baseball fields over there. They have a couple of different playgrounds for the kiddos. They've got one for little kids, one for bigger kids. They have sensory equipment over there. They've got a snack bar. They have a splash pad, fishing pond. So again, another huge recreation facility for the residents of Peoria, and we can't wait to see what phase 2 offers.
So yeah, there's a lot of things to do for families in Peoria, with the parks, with the shopping and the dining, and also, like the libraries here, they have different things for the kids at the libraries. So that's another great thing about Peoria. Now the third pro is the outdoor lifestyle and all of the hiking. So, we know a lot of people are attracted to the Phoenix metro area in general for the weather, being able to be outside more, not have the snow and the cold and the ice. And with that, the city of Peoria offers a lot of hiking. So, we have a lot of hiking trails here in the city of Peoria, in North Peoria, and the Phoenix metro area has a lot of surrounding suburbs, and not all of them have as much hiking as the city of Peoria. So in this North Peoria area, we have 4 major trails that range in difficulty, elevation, and all of that. So there's a lot of that, and what you'll see, I think, in North Peoria and just the city of Peoria in general is, along the trails that we have, the hiking, you'll see a lot of families out, hiking, walking, biking, people walking their dogs, couples walking, in the mornings, and that's really great to see. So if you're looking for that outdoor lifestyle, that's important to you and something that you're really attracted to, we think that the city of Peoria has a lot of that available. Even some of the master plan communities, a lot of them have, these big trails that are just walking trails, but they connect different parts of the neighborhood. So you can walk all over your neighborhood. Some of them are, next to the houses, and then they go by the wash or the desert landscaping, the natural outdoor landscaping that was pre-existing before the neighborhoods were even built. So that is a big attractor, and we think one of the pros for the city of Peoria.
Okay, so let's get into the cons. So the first con is going to be Old Peoria versus New Peoria. They are very, very different. Old Peoria, Peoria was started back in the 1920s. It was a farming community, lots of agriculture. So there's a lot of places still in Old Peoria that, there's some difficulties down there, and, it needs some revitalization. The good news is there are a lot of really committed community members in the city of Peoria that are really committed to doing and investing time, money, and effort into those areas to kind of bring them back up so that all of the residents of Peoria can enjoy them. So North Peoria is a lot newer. Things are a lot different. So neighborhoods in downtown Peoria, you're going to find a lot of really tiny, 600, 700, 800 square foot houses. Those were just the farming houses that were built back there. And then the older neighborhoods that were built, 60s, 70s, 80s, a lot of those are going to be, your typical house that was built in the 70s. You've got a neighborhood park, you've probably got a neighborhood school in there, a lot of 3-bedroom, 2-bath, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 square foot homes. Most of them are single stories. There's typically not HOAs in that area just from the years that they were built. So that's very typical of what you'll see in a neighborhood in the older part of Peoria. Now, North Peoria is much newer. There's a lot more master plan communities, a lot more amenities in those communities, larger home sites, even luxury homes. We've got $1 million homes up here in Peoria. There are a lot more opportunities. There's a lot more even acreages in some parts of Peoria. So it's a totally different lifestyle depending on, what you're looking for. And, we have shopping and dining down in the older parts of Peoria. We have that up in the northern parts of Peoria. So there's just a difference, and it's really about, that type of lifestyle that you want. We see a lot of younger families in the newer parts of Peoria. We tend to see that anywhere there's new development, families want to live in the neighborhood with other kids. So if you have young kids, if you have a family, North Peoria is going to be a great place for you.
Okay, the second con is all of the construction and the growing pains of a developing city. With all of the development that's going on in the city of Peoria and all of the people really that are moving to the Phoenix metro area, and Peoria being one of those, bigger cities and places that we see a lot of people moving, there's a lot of construction, and it might be houses, it might be neighborhoods going in, or sometimes it's fixing the roads or working on, existing infrastructure, fixing, pipes, and or having to do things with, water and sewage that allows for more people to live in the area. So that is obviously, it's a good thing. You know, you'd rather see your city taking care of those things, your tax dollars actually going to work. But I think that it can be annoying for people. And if you want to come into the Peoria area, I just think you need to be aware of it. For most people, I don't think it's like a make it or break it, unless it's not like right now we have anything where there's like these huge condos coming in and they're building right behind your back fence. I mean, that could happen. But, you know, really what we're just seeing is that there's just a lot of development. And also with that, if you have beautiful desert views, no matter where you're at, if it's flat, let's just say this, if it's flat, you're most likely to see in the next 10 years that that's going to be developed into more houses, parks, shopping whatever it might be. And, you know, if you're not okay with that, I would say you probably need to move somewhere farther outside of the city, because Phoenix is just expanding literally like this. And that's just how the building is going to allow for all the people moving here. And, you know, even if you have beautiful mountain views, you know, you may not always have that full access mountain views. You know, people can, the state can sell land, you know, even if it's state land, we've seen that happen where they sell the land to, you know, build a park or for a certain kind of business or something to come in. And so that there's a lot of that, which I know is disappointing to the residents, but it's also progress, and there's kind of, you know, a little bit of a give and take. And so there are some growing pains, some frustrations, some things, you know, where people are just disappointed that they don't have their beautiful desert view that they once had. And I think you just need to be fully aware of that with your eyes wide open if you're going to be living in the city of Peoria, Arizona. Okay, the third con is that you should know there's a lot of chain restaurants and chain businesses here in the city of Peoria. We talked a little bit earlier about how if you're looking for a high-end or a luxury area, Peoria offers a lot of that with the housing. But what we've seen is that when these cities are developing is that the chains are the ones that come in first. And, you know, as the community grows and develops, the residents start wanting, you know, more, something different. You know, what we're seeing right now, I think, you could probably say this is true, I think, across the country, is that people are kind of craving more of like the mom and pop type shops, more of like the, you know, the off the beaten path, a little bit different, maybe just, you know, not
an experience.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yes, we love our Chick-fil-A's, we love, you know, like Sonic or QT gas stations, but I think right now what we're seeing is that a lot of these businesses have the money to come in to the area, and we have a lot of chains here, and so there's a lot of demand for more, you know, restaurants and non-chain type businesses to come into the area. And there is, you know, we have an organization here. It's called Upper West Side, 2 Peoria residents that are like advocates with the city and these businesses to get what the residents are wanting to come into the area. But it's a lot of work, and the city of Peoria is huge, and there's a lot that goes into that. And so just know that there are a lot of chain restaurants here. There is, you know, we are seeing more of the types of restaurants and businesses that people want coming into the area, boutiques, family-owned businesses, you know, maybe a local chain that has like 1 or 2 locations somewhere else, usually in like Central Phoenix, Arcadia, Gilbert maybe. So we are seeing some of that come, but it is a lot of work. So if you want to move to Peoria, you're like, okay, I'm really attracted to these neighborhoods, these beautiful neighborhoods, the hiking, the parks and everything, you know, and being a little bit outside of the main city. But you're like, I'm not about the, you know, all of the chains and stuff. I would say get involved. That's a great way. You know, get involved with the Upper West Side organization. You can donate to them. That helps their resources go further. And that's just to say, it's not like we don't have cool restaurants and shops and things like that here. We do. We just also have a lot of chains. And when you see these new commercial pads being put in, usually the chains are the first one to kind of claim their spot, go in there, rent the space, build the buildings, you know. So just get involved if you want more of the, you know, the higher end, the really cool, you know, trendy places, all of that. That would be our recommendation.
And a bonus pro, so we just want to talk real quick about the schools in North Peoria, because a lot of times schools in other areas like Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, you know, a lot of people want to move there for the schools. Peoria has really great options for schools. It's in a great school district. It's the Peoria Unified School District. Parts of Peoria also have the Deer Valley Unified School District. Both of them are great districts. There's also a lot of options as far as charter schools and things like that in Peoria. So if you're thinking thinking, North Peoria and you have kids, there are a lot of really great school options in North Peoria for you as well. Okay, so this is just a brief overview of the pros and cons when you're thinking about moving to Peoria, Arizona. So one thing that we want you guys to keep in mind there's things that you can change and there's things that you can't. If you find a location and you find a beautiful home but you hate the kitchen, you can change that. If you find a beautiful kitchen but you hate the location, that you can't change. So keep that in mind, especially if this isn't going to be your forever home, if you're thinking about maybe reselling in the future, find those things that you can't change and then work on the things that you can change.
We hope that this helped you decide if Peoria is a good city for you to look into, or maybe it's not, and that's okay. Exactly why you should reach out to us. You can text, call, DM us. We are licensed real estate agents in the state of Arizona, and so we love making these videos, but we can best help you if you actually reach out to us. We can ask you questions about your lifestyle, your work, why you're going to be moving here, all of that, so we can help guide you and find you the perfect area in Phoenix for you to live. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That way you can continue to learn all about living and moving to Phoenix every time we release a new video.